What's up, Rockstars? Welcome to the first news video of 2023. We got a lot to cover. There's some cool games coming out. There's some big news items, and I have turned almost 180 on one of my favorite games. Let's go on and discuss. Today's video is brought to you by my sponsor, GameWorkCreate. They have amazing product on their website, and it is linked down in the description below. They sell games. Some of the amazing games that I cover in all of my Kickstarter news videos, they are all about it. They have all of the cool games that you've been looking at. So if you missed a campaign ever, go ahead and check them out. They also have some great 3D printable STL printed files that they do. So if you see a cool mini that you would like, but you don't have a 3D printer or don't want to bother with it, you can hit them up and they can get you the minis that you need. So feel free, again, to check that out. They have some great stuff. Just a real quick scroll through just to show you. They have just all sorts of stuff here. You know, Zombicide, Archvillain Games, whole bunch of board games here, Marvel United, if you're looking for that. And this is like the all-in Kickstarter stuff here. This is like the super big stuff. Here's ISS Vanguard here, a whole bunch of minis, some cool minis that you can take a look at. Again, they have a whole bunch there. They're a big supporter of the channel, and so go ahead and show them some love. It helps the channel out, and hopefully it can hook you up with something really cool. Now let's go into the news video itself. All right, so OrcQuest WarPath Resurrection. I just did an unboxing of that. Feel free to check that out. That is also linked in the description below. And I mean, they are coming in strong here. It is like €135, I believe, for over 172 minis, like 440 tokens. This is a massive game. You can see some of it sprawled out there, but there is like at least double that. It is huge, guys. If you didn't know, OrcQuest WarPath was actually something that funded, I would think in like 2019-ish, somewhere around there, but never delivered. They ran out of money, and essentially Monolith came in, swooped in, bought the rights to it, and it kind of repackaged it to make it a smarter business product, and is now coming out with this. And if this does well, the original backers get their game too. So that's super cool. I think that's awesome of them to do. And it looks like it's straight out of 2019 almost. It's a little pricey for, I think, around those times. 135 would have been a little unheard of at the time. But this certainly beats the socks off, I feel, of a lot of what what we see on offer these days when it comes to prices and whatnot. And partly that's because Monolith, didn't have to do a lot of development and stuff like that. A lot of the molds are already made and whatnot. So that's super cool. Another thing, I want to tell you kind of a unique thing about it that you guys have been telling me about, actually. So when you go into it, you actually spawn rooms, kind of like a Zombicide sort of thing, but you actually like spawn the room. Like, I'm talking furniture and stuff even. So the rooms are like blank on the maps, and you have these overlay tiles where you can put like chairs and sofas and tables and stuff like that, not just enemies. I think that's kind of a cool thing that they're doing there. I think it's cool anyway. And that's January 10th. Stonesaga is also coming out. I have an unboxing of this coming up. Stay tuned for that. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and do so. And I'll have a review of it, of course, as well. This is coming out in early February. So stay tuned for this. You got to chill for a little bit, but not very long. It is coming out. Stonesaga, it looks to be a ton of fun. I love reading this, so I'm going to read it again. A cooperative campaign-style survival crafting board game set in a unique, persistent world shaped by your choices. I like every single idea that just laid out. That sounds super awesome to me. Super excited to get into it. If you're interested in those 3D printable files, whether you have a 3D printer or want to use a service like GameWorkCreate provides, where you can send them an STL and they will print it for you. There's stuff like Hidden Places 11 or 3. Sorry, I always say, I don't know why I say that. I said that in my head too. 31,000 rays. These are always huge. They're a really good price. Right here, you can see that the Hidden Places 3 is what, $31? And I mean, you get so much stuff. Whether you're wanting RPG stuff, whether you're wanting to spice up some board games, some tabletop war games, anything like that, maybe just a painting project, they have a ton of really cool, essentially points of interest that you can use to, whatever purpose you want. And it truly is some amazing stuff. They have a ton here. I'm not even going to scroll through it all. There's a lot. Now, we also have Street Fighter V Champion Edition Legends. I just wanted to show that they have been updating this, so you can see a lot more of the actual board game when it comes to the minis and the cards and the dice and kind of the layout of it here. So feel free to check this out. It's definitely something you can actually paint. The one from Angry Joe and Jasco Games, that Street Fighter one, really fun game. I actually really enjoyed it. It's a very casual, fun game, I feel. It actually sets up pretty quick too, so it's actually kind of easy to table. I like it. They have some fantastic pre-painted large minis. This, however, is something you can actually paint. So if you like painting, that is something super cool that you will be able to do. So it definitely has, I think, its own place. And the game seems a little bit more, has a little bit more oomph to it, I would say. And that, it could be a pro or a con, it's whatever. Either way, February 21st, you're going to be able to take a look at it. So that's awesome coming up. Ravaged Star Tabletop Miniature Wargame. This was launched under the Mini Wargaming banner, but if you couldn't tell, Lazy Squire Games is obviously involving all their artists and stuff like that, which of course means that somebody's managing their work, which means they're not managing other things, stuff like that. That means they still have kind of this bigger company size that they're trying to keep afloat with all these other things. Considering what happened to Mythic Games, I want no part of it. That is a eventual losing game, I feel, and is unsustainable. But hopefully they still can. Maybe they'll prove me wrong. I would love for it to be wrong. But suffice it to say, if I see a company that likes their full-time employees and likes to have a lot of people on staff and likes to launch a lot of campaigns, I'm out. I don't want any part of that. I'm not there. This, however, gameplay wise, my understanding is that my Mini Wargaming, who I actually pay a premium subscription to watch their battle reports, even their private ones. So I do that often when I'm painting. So that's a lot of fun. I love the company. I think they're the ones designing it, like the actual gameplay. So essentially they have all these minis that they'll eventually start doing, but they want to actually add a game to it. And I think this adds a faction as well. So if you're into these minis, definitely check it out because there's going to be more of them. And then of course this also allows you to, play a game with them as well. So that seems super cool, but yeah, you can, that's their artists and sculptors at work there. So, yeah, I don't know. It's nasty. I'm not on board with the path they've chosen, considering the path they've chosen has a whole bunch of dead companies lining either side of it. But maybe there'll be an exception to what seems to be the rule. Andromeda's Edge is coming out as well. This is huge, guys. What is it? 13,772 of you are following. So all of you guys already know about this, but I've not covered it yet. And it looks very pretty. Now, this doesn't sound like my kind of game, but it is, and I'll tell you why. Worker placement, Tableau engine building. I barely know what Tableau even freaking means. I swear it's a made-up word you guys made, you bunch of nerds. Individual player powers, upgradable starships from the designers and developers of Dwellings of Everdale. Okay, yeah, okay, whatever. Look, Space Dragon faction. Sold. Take my money. I want to be the Space Dragons. Look at that. My goodness. And puzzles, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. And look at that. Is that a mini? Minis? Space Dragons? Guys, you know how to get me. And that's how you get me. That's super cool. So yeah, I'll be covering this for sure. That looks pretty exciting. Batman Escape from Arkham Asylum. I'm actually skipping over it. We'll talk about it at the end. I have some opinions that you might want to hear. Marvel United Multiverse. This is going to be another huge one starting out. 9,208. Guys, look, it's got Marvel, it's got United, it doesn't matter. It's Marvel, it prints money, it's going to fund, it's going to do great. Command plus Marvel equals cash, right? I mean, that's just what it is. You guys have bought like 8 Calyx cubes worth of Marvel United, and they're like, here's some more. And then 9,000 of you was like, yes, you know what? I could buy another Calyx shelf to store all of these other boxes. Ideally, I have 37 Marvel United boxes. That's what you guys are telling them, and that's what they're going to sell you. Which, by all means, buy what you want, have what you want. If a company is pairing what they're making with people who love what they're making, who am I to judge? Marvel United's a massive game already, and it's just going to get more massive for maybe like a multiverse size, which is incredible. Additionally, there's a Dungeon Master Haunted Cursed Mansion Kickstarter that's going on right now. So 25 days to go, and even 100 backers already. Very unique stuff here. You can see like some of this stuff is just very, very cool looking. That's a free STL, by the way. Go ahead and grab that if you want. By all means, just some really cool stuff. And then they have a whole bunch of these kind of giant buildings that like this would be great in like the background of like playing Bloodborne or something like that. I feel it's like super, just this kind of like Castlevania-esque stuff. It's really cool. I dig it. Okay, Home Fleet. Home Fleet, what the heck? Homeworld Fleet Command board game. This is by Modifius. This is also coming out here soon. 3,500 people are already kind of signed up, ready to hear more about it. The minis look meh. I don't know about the gameplay, but I certainly love the IP, so color me interested. And additionally, if you really want super big, epic things, if you look at like Twilight Imperium, like, you know, it would be better if this was larger of a game, then this might be something you're interested in, because you can buy multiple copies and make massive battles with them. The kid in me is super excited about that. That sounds amazing. So definitely be checking that out too. This is huge, guys. This is the first time I'm covering this on the channel. Arkham Studio has a new Dungeons and Lasers. Dungeon and Lasers 5. That's how fast they pump these out and actually deliver them. In fact, I don't know if I've had a video in the last year where you have not seen at least some of their product on my shelves, because they're just constantly making them. And they actually deliver it. Mind blown. What a concept. Look at that. There's some companies, like the Square Games, that can't make minis for the life of them. And then there's companies like Arkham Studio that's literally just launching and printing and delivering them in the time that it takes Lazy Square Game to launch another campaign. So, look, I'm just saying what I see. Okay, what I see is one company making them and delivering them, and one company spinning plates. This is huge. 400 plus plastic miniatures, 5e RPG campaign, and bestiary supplement. It is going to be huge. Their minis are really, really good. It's all Hips plastic, not quite Games Workshop level. Don't go in quite expecting that, but it's literally like not far below. It's very good stuff. Everything's to scale. Everything works well. You get a ton of options. It's one of the cheapest and easiest ways to get some amazing miniatures for your adventures. Definitely recommend. And Age Contrived. I showed this earlier last year. I guess so. It was late last year. Because one of their catchlines is expect more from your board games. And really what I was talking about is like, guys, you're spending a lot of money on this. You should get a great quality product promptly that's actually well thought out and well balanced and well placed. I love all of that. Now, I don't know if they can deliver it or not, but I would love to see their attempt at it. And I really dig the attitude of that. Expect more of your board games. Regardless of anything I show you guys today, expect more from your board games. Always push for more. Never be fully satisfied. Things can always improve, and they will improve, but only if we're asking for it. We get what we ask for and what we demand, so choose accordingly, I guess is all I'm saying there. Tah Wars Dice Tower board game. Guys, this is like something I showed off a long time ago. I don't know when it's necessarily going to launch. This is $475. I think they're waiting for 1,000. This is by Bored to Death. They are actually a YouTube channel that like reviews board games, but then also makes a few as well. And this has been in development since at least 2018. Is the earliest video I saw of them already showing it off. So it's 2023 now. I don't know if this is dead in the water or not. You guys let me know. Did you remember this was the thing? Are they ever going to do this? No, beats me. Now, looking for one last one, we have Imperial Armies of Humanity and SEO Kickstarter. I'm not even going to scroll here. You can see it right there. If you want some Imperial Guard proxies or something along those lines, this would be a great deal, I think. We also have Heroes of Valintia. This is a new one I've seen. If you don't like chibis, though, this is probably not for you. They do have the chibi minis. It looks like a family game, in my opinion. So if you're looking for kind of a lighter game that you can play, it's kind of small scale, play on a coffee table with your family, in other words, kids, wife, stuff like that, then this might be something for you. In fact, it even says now available to play with your kids and friends. I like how those are separate. I think that's important. You can be friendly with your kids, but you ain't their friends, you're their parent. Keep that in mind, parents. Pro tip. Like I'm one to give pro tips. Let's go talk about Batman. Let's talk about this. So, this game. I'm going to be completely honest here, guys. I'm probably going to back it. I want the minis. So, just as an FYI, it's probably a good deal. I mean, I don't know for sure yet, but it's probably a good deal just for the minis. Assuming you get the game eventually. So here's kind of the problem. First of all, the game seems kind of meh. In my opinion, a lot of their updates are about the actual minis, though they do kind of dive into the game. But when they do, it's nothing that's like, oh my gosh, I need that. It seems competent. I don't think it's going to be a bad game, but I don't think it's going to be one that necessarily stands out. And if it didn't have Batman on it, I don't think I'd back it at all. I'm trying to be honest here with myself and with you. I love Batman. I really love Batman. I love good minis. And this has both. And I love the idea of Batman being the bad guy, too. I like the idea of playing as the bad guy. So there's a lot going for it. But when I actually see not just the idea, but the implementation, I'm a little cautious. That being said, I've already said that before. That's not new. None of that info is new to you guys if you're a longtime viewer. What's really kind of scared me away a bit is some of these comments. So what you'll see is a concerted effort from many backers from their last game, Harry Potter To Catch a Snitch, I think it is. It's where they're on broomsticks and stuff like that. That was done by Night Models. This is done by Night Games. Supposedly they are different companies or different groups within the company. But, I mean, yeah, I don't know how different they necessarily are there. But apparently, communication has been terrible. They're the kind of company that launches a campaign, is active in the comments, but then ghosts you afterwards. There's been delays. There's been some issues around the stretch goals and what you're actually getting and confusion around that. And then again, just some really poor communication to the fact where they're even saying like, hey, email us here. And people are saying, yeah, I did. I never got a response. So very delayed, no communication, definitely scaring off some people. How different is this one from that? Along with all the other worries I just had. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I'll definitely cover this one as closely as possible. I'll look into it further as well and try and let you know. So stay tuned for that, of course. But I'll tell you what, if Batman wasn't on the cover here, I wouldn't touch this with a 10-foot pole. However it is, and I really want it to be a good thing. So is it worth it to back it and then just be like, yeah, I'm just not going to see it for years? Maybe. I mean, your money is your money to spend however you want. Maybe it's back it and hope for the best. Hopefully it is. If not, if I get some inklings otherwise, I'll ask for a refund. Maybe they'll even respond to my request. I don't know. You guys let me know. What are your thoughts on this? Have you looked into Batman Escape from Arkham Asylum? I've been pumped for this for so freaking long. And I still am, guys. It's hard to fight it. It really is. I was making jokes about Marvel. That's me with Batman. I struggle. I really want this to be good. Anyway, guys, just try to spin responsibly. Again, there is links down to everything I just showed in the description below, along with GameWorkCreate, and of course my fundraiser too. It runs until the end of January. If you want to go ahead and get your collectible commemorative coin, I am sending those out this year as well. Feel free to check that out. And again, thank you so much for being here, for everything you've done in 2022. Here's to a great 2023. Take care, guys. Bye.